Welcome back to some Kings basketball. Glad to have you guys here. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. But let's be honest with ourselves. This year, this isn't our year. So what we need to focus on is training. And as you can see here, I'm going through kind of the training game plan for each players. And so what I'm thinking here is going ahead, since we've already moved him to the point guard, is go ahead and gear his training towards being a really good playmaker. Again, I'd rather have a 6'6" playmaking point guard than a 6'6" playmaking shooting guard. Just kind of not really fitting our scheme. As you can see, we're in the gym here working on his jump shots. We don't want him to neglect his offense, but we want the main focus to be playmaking, his dribbling, his getting downhill, creating for others, whether it be through his own shots or just flat out running plays. And then we have DeMarcus Cousins. We're going to switch him over to offense. We want him to be all around, score from anywhere, whether it be in the post like we're showing right here, whether it be from mid-range, whether it be down low, whether it be from three. We just want him to be able to function and be efficient from anywhere on the court. Definitely want to work on that close shot. You'll see later on this in this gameplay, he's not the best right now. And then we got a young guy coming off the bench. We have Omir Caspi. So he's been running the three for us. I don't want him to just be just a shooter. So we ended up switching it to straight up offense, mid-range, layup, close shot, three ball. I'd rather have an all-around offensive weapon coming off the bench because that's kind of where I see him. We're simming some games here, and as you can see, we get hit with the injury bug. Speaking of Omir Caspi, he goes down, and I didn't show it here for some strange reason, but we're also working on Hassan Whiteside. We're not doing defensive, we're doing athleticism. I want him to be a freak athlete first and defensive secondary. I know that might seem a little bit backwards to some, but I think if he has that good athletic foundation, the defense will come too. So we're not really worried about that. Here we are adjusting the lineups again, working with the injury bug. Kind of trying new lineups, seeing what works, what doesn't work. Continue to sim some games here, and we decided to go ahead and try to sim all the way to the All-Star weekend, and we're got Omir Caspi back, moving him back into the rotation, and then here we are picking our draft prospects. We ended up completing the last few, so we ended up switching it up, kind of taking a deeper look into the draft. And another bright spot for us has been our, I want to say, like, how do I put this? If we look at the games, look at here, right? Carl Landry, not somebody that jumps off the books name wise, but he's been doing real well next to DeMarcus Cousins. Surprising to me. I'm not super familiar with Carl Landry's game outside of like his later years, but he's been really showing up for us. So I'm thinking like, hey, we'll give him another contract, give him a 2-year with a team deal just in case he's not playing too well for us. As you can see, his attributes are a little down because he is hurt, but I felt like that'd probably be the best time to offer him a contract because his overall is low, but he could save a few dollars. And then we're going back, looking at a couple games. We got Tyreke Evans with 28 and 5. We love to see DeMarcus Cousins here with a 21 and 16 game with a block. That's nice. Tyreke Evans with 14, 3 and 4. Omir Caspi with 15 points. Maybe not the best shooting night, but I mean, hey, we're young. We still got low overalls. We're just trying to gel together. DeMarcus Cousins, big game, 20 and 17. And Dante Green with 19-4. Come on, man. We don't want to win games. We're not here to win games. Big game from DeMarcus Cousins, 30 and 13, 2 steals. Tyreke Evans with a nice little 4 and 4 with 12 points. Like, we're having good individual games from players, and that's what we want to see. We want to see who's here to stay and who needs to leave. We skip around to a few games here. We did end up running a few games just to say, we're working on it. And here we got the rookie showcase. He ends up getting 16, 4 and 4. Blake Griffin with 10, 8 and 2. Looking at DeMarcus Cousins' stats on the year, 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 2 assists. Tyreek Evans with 18-3 and dang near 5 assists. So I mean, we are looking good. We're not the best team. We don't expect to be, but we're a working team. We're a young, progressing team. I guess that's a better way of putting it. 3-point shooting, we do need to work on. We do need to get some knockdown shooters, but hopefully we can address that in the draft. And then speaking of the draft here, we got the next set of picks. We do got Kyrie, Valanciunas, Kenneth Faried, Kemba Walker. And then we end up taking a look here at what the people that we've completed our scouting reports on. We got Isaiah Thomas here with an 83 ball, undersized point guard. Not looking to add any point guards to our team. If he's the best available at the time after our first pick, then we could potentially look at having a point guard come off the bench, because we do have Tyreek Evans, and I don't want to take the ball out of his hands. We're looking at Kawhi Leonard, somebody who can operate without the ball, and is a nice two-way mid-range scorer, as you can see. Ceiling is Larry Bird, floor is Alex English. He'll lock up the big wings of this era, because it was a very small forward heavy era. And as you can see, averaging 28, 2 steals, and dang near 2 blocks on 40% field goal percentage. Hopefully we can weed that out. Looking at Klay Thompson now. This is probably the person that I'm most highest on, just because he's starting off with the highest 3 ball, and that's something that we need with shooting badges. Limitless range on gold. Ray Allen is a ceiling. So, I mean, high expectations for him. Coming out of college. Jimmy Butler. I've kind of dropped the ball on Jimmy Butler. He's kind of fallen out the race for the simple fact of he has a tendency to take more mid-ranges than threes. And they're more self-created mid-ranges, and so we don't need that at the moment. We really just need a knockdown shooter, and I feel like Kawhi is a little bit better, and Klay Thompson is miles better. And then, of course, we're looking at our second pick. We have Tobias Harris that we could potentially take at this position. In and off the season, this is the last game of the season, just showing you a couple of highlights from there. We ended up playing the Lakers. It was ugly. Kobe wasn't even playing, and we still lost. But we've seen good things from DeMarcus Cousins towards the end of the year. Getting a couple posterizer. He ends with 11-7. Tyreek Evans, another good game from him. He's doing what we expect him to do, which is leading the offense, kind of creating for others, getting to his own bucket, playing a little bit of defense. I don't know why they just showed him getting scored over, but here's that playmaking I was telling you about. And then to end off the season, Derrick Rose, MVP, Rookie of the Year. Blake Griffin, DeMarcus Cousins didn't get it this year, but hey, we're not looking for a Rookie of the Year. We're looking for constant improvement. Dwight Howard, DPOY, and then you can see the rest here. Not too concerned about it, but let's go ahead and move along with the offseason NBA first team. Wade, Rose, Bron, Blake, Gasol. Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Kevin Love. Yep, you can take a look here. Josh Smith, somebody that we were looking at who we still haven't taken our eye off of. We could potentially end up getting him this offseason. We'll see how the money lies. Rookie first team, Blake and DeMarcus Cousins. I feel like that's going to be a really big rivalry. Us and the Clippers having those rookies go back and battle back and forth. And then moving along to the playoffs. We're going to go ahead and sim the playoffs here. We're obviously not in the playoffs, and unfortunately the Bucks did make the playoffs only as an 8th seed. They were probably a couple games off from being out of the playoffs, and that would have looked good on our draft pick. If you don't remember, we did end up trading for their first round pick, so it is going to fall out of the top 15. OKC ends up getting the ring. Going up against the Magic. And then here we're going to go ahead and continue with the off season for us. This is the lottery. We are projected to get the number 1 overall pick. Of course, that Bucks pick is out of the top 15. And then let's go ahead and get the draft started. We're going to skip over around to number 6. Raptors do get the number 6 pick. Everything is going as projected. Suns coming up with the 5th pick, and they end up moving up. Charlotte takes their spot with the number 4 overall pick. Projected to go to the Jazz with a 22%, and it ends up being us. So this is one of the biggest heartbreaks of the off season. I am upset. I am livid. I'm doing this post-com, but I was cursing up a storm when I first saw this. We had the worst record in the league. We had the highest odds. Jazz end up continuing to move up. Phoenix goes down to 3. And then with the 2nd overall pick, it was originally projected to go to the Jazz. Well, no, the Jazz is continuing to move up. But it ends up being Memphis, and of course the Jazz end up getting the number 1 overall pick. I'll probably throw up a little graphic to show you how the original draft went, but versus how it went this time. Obviously, the Cavs end up with the number 1 pick this year, but you can just take a look here. All right, so Paul Westphal, he is our coach. Not the greatest, but we'll leave him here for now. We kind of just want to put our chips towards their surrounding pieces, and maybe when his contract is closer towards the end, we end up firing him and getting a better coach. But we are putting a lot of money into our doctor. We've been having the injury bug like crazy, so I want to go ahead and get the best doctor that we can. That was a priority for us in this offseason. And then the other positions was the head scout. Not too concerned about it because, I mean, I'm a pretty good scout myself. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I can see the future. So I'm not too concerned about spending that bread on that. We end up signing both of the CFO and head scouts. And then I'm looking at the team doctors again. We're not getting the one that I originally want, so I'm trying to offer and find somebody else. And then I end up scrolling down and seeing somebody with a really high potential. So we end up doing that. Hopefully he can develop underneath us and become a better overall team doctor. We'll see how it goes. I don't necessarily know how 2K kind of interacts and what affects these things, but hey, I mean, we're a young team. Get young people in that front office. All right, so that's pretty much the wrap up of the episode. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff down below. And I think I'm gonna show you the current mock draft and who they have us picking. Klay Thompson more than likely is going to be the person that we pick up if we can't get Kawhi. As you can see, Kyrie Irving has fallen down in the draft for some strange reason. If he's available to us, we will grab him. And then that just is what it is. Kyrie Irving to me is probably the best young player, even though he had a rough season at Duke, only played a couple games. But hey, we'll see how it goes. I'll pick it up with the draft combine. Peace.